Thank you for listening to 10,000 Stories to Sleep 2, your one-stop channel for a variety of short stories. If you feel up to it, subscribe to the channel for daily uploads so you never miss a new story. Enjoy.
October 5, 2024. The small town of Whispering Pines had always been known for its tranquility. Nestled among towering pines and known for its friendly locals, it seemed an unlikely place for anything other than quiet, picturesque scenes. But as I drove into town, I knew that serenity had been shattered. The call came in last night, an urgent request from the local sheriff. A prominent figure in the community, Eleanor Sinclair, had been found dead in her grand estate, Sinclair Manor. The preliminary report suggested it wasn't an accident. Given the peaceful nature of the town, this was an anomaly that needed swift attention. Upon arriving at the manor, I was greeted by Sheriff Jameson, a grizzled man with a no-nonsense attitude. He briefed me on the situation as we walked towards the imposing front door of the estate. Eleanor was a philanthropist, Jameson explained. She was well-liked and involved in every aspect of the community. The manor is her pride and joy. We found her in the library, slumped over a desk. No signs of forced entry, and the alarm system was disabled. Inside, the library was an opulent room filled with old books and antique furnishings. Eleanor Sinclair's body lay at a desk cluttered with papers. The room was eerily quiet, save for the crackling of the fireplace. It felt as if the manor itself was holding its breath. October 6, 2024. The initial examination revealed that Eleanor had been poisoned. The coroner identified a rare toxin, one that would have caused death within a few hours of ingestion. This pointed to a premeditated act, suggesting that whoever did this had a clear motive. The first task was to interview those closest to Eleanor. Her family and staff were our primary suspects. Her husband, Richard Sinclair, was an aloof man in his late 50s. He was seen as the quieter half of the couple. When questioned, he seemed genuinely shocked, but also oddly detached. "I was away on business," Richard said, his voice heavy with fatigue. "I got back last night, only to find out. Well, you know." Eleanor's daughter, Lily, was a bright young woman in her early 20s. She was visibly distraught but composed. "I was studying at my apartment in the city," she explained. "I hadn't spoken to my mother in days. I can't imagine who would do something like this." The household staff, Ms. Turner, the housekeeper, and Mr. Brooks, the chauffeur, were also interviewed. Ms. Turner described Eleanor as demanding but fair, while Mr. Brooks spoke of her kindness. They seemed genuinely affected by her death, but I noted that their alibis would need to be verified. October 7, 2024. The breakthrough came when I examined Eleanor's personal files. Among her papers, I found a letter from a local businessman named Thomas Granger. Granger had been involved in a public dispute with Eleanor over a charity fund she had criticized. Granger was a well-known figure in town, and his dispute with Eleanor had been highly publicized. When I confronted him, his anger was palpable. "Eleanor was always meddling," he fumed. "She was trying to ruin my reputation. But I didn't kill her." His reaction seemed genuine, but I couldn't ignore the possibility that he might have acted out of spite. October 8, 2024. As the investigation continued, a pattern began to emerge. Eleanor had been an influential figure, but she had also made enemies. Her charity work had put her at odds with several people, including those who might have lost out financially due to her scrutiny. During a thorough search of the manor, I discovered a hidden compartment behind one of the library bookshelves. Inside were letters and documents revealing Eleanor's ongoing investigation into the mismanagement of charity funds, implicating several prominent figures, including Richard Sinclair. Richard's alibi fell apart when it was revealed that he had returned earlier than he had claimed. Confronted with the evidence, he broke down. Eleanor was going to expose everything, he admitted, his voice trembling. "I didn't want her to ruin everything we built. I didn't mean to kill her. I just wanted to stop her from going public." Richard Sinclair was arrested and charged with the murder of Eleanor Sinclair. It was a tragic case where greed and desperation led to the death of a woman who had been committed to bettering her community. Epilogue. The town of Whispering Pines slowly returned to its usual quietude, but the shadow of Eleanor's death lingered. Sinclair Manor was eventually sold, and the community worked to heal from the scandal that had shaken it to its core. As I left town, I couldn't help but reflect on the duality of human nature, the capacity for both kindness and cruelty. Whispering Pines had seemed like a place of peace, but beneath the surface lay the complexities of human motives and relationships. Another case closed, but the echoes of Eleanor Sinclair's life and death would remain a reminder of the fragility of trust and the darkness that can lurk in even the most serene settings. Detective Crowch.
The end.